Hello, welcome to episode 91 of A Message From. We're your hosts. I'm Alyson.
I'm Edward.
And today we're talking about your Thanksgiving dinner. If people have no idea why we're talking about this, go back a couple of weeks, listen to that episode, context.
So 89, 90, maybe.
Listen to them both, because I don't know.
I don't remember either.
But first, I have some thoughts.
Okay, hit me with your thoughts.
You are currently sitting there, dressed as an Eskimo. Or let me stop. Let me roll that back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that Eskimo is an appropriate term. I think we've
Inuit?
learned
Or is Inuit?
that it needs to be Inuit or Inuk.
I've never heard
and
that.
one of those is plural, one is singular. I don't remember which. I'm a failure.
That's fascinating.
Yes. So you are currently dressed like a polar bear. We'll just put this in a different direction. And I'm sitting here roasting. I'm roasting.
How hot is that? I'm drinking hot ass tea.
I had to emergency turn on my AC today.
Well, okay.
It is
so tell me how hot it is first.
76 degrees outside. It is 84 degrees in my abode.
Wow.
Roasting. I'm so hot. I'm dying.
I know you are sensitive to the heat, so I wanted to know the number first.
I'm sensitive to any temperature, right? Like when it's cold outside, I'm frozen. I'm literally like dying.
Any temperature extremes.
Any extremes. I'm very sensitive to temperature changes, and I don't know why. But today, my issue is that I am roasting.
Wow,
so,
very calentito.
When we logged on, and you're in this furry, white, fuzzy, lovely fleece.
Yes.
And I'm here like, why am I wearing a t-shirt?
Sweaty.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's frigid. I cooked right before this so I could heat up the space. Even though there's a heater behind me, I don't turn it on.
One of my favorite tricks, to use the oven to heat up the space.
I did. Yeah, I made bread this morning to heat it up, and then the sun came out and I was out of the apartment, so that was kind of a lose. Like a win-lose, I got bread, but I didn't really get to appreciate the heat. And I came back, it was very cold, and I needed to make dinner. I made, I think it's called kopitka. I talked about it in the newsletter ages ago.
I knew. See, I was like, that's why I wanted you to say the name, because I was like, I know I've heard the name, but I can't think of it right now. Yes.
How did you know I made it?
You told us we were talking about them. You didn't say you were going to make them, but when we talked about soups, you talked about the dumplings and how you put them in. Did you put them in like butternut squash soup or something?
Oh no, that's not the dumpling I'm thinking. These are like Polish version of like gnocchi.
Oh, well, that's what I was thinking of when you were
the
talking
one I was talking
about
last week in the soup is like just finely grated potato and like potato starch. This is like more like gnocchi with like flour, egg.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about these ones.
No. Well, I did make these ones, and they were very good. It's a lot of work, a lot of fucking work though, and I'm tired.
It's
It was good.
You did double dose today.
Well, the bread is easy. It's the like it just sits. There's no need instant.
But still, double dough.
I did double dough, and I doubled the kopitka recipe because I just happened to make a lot of mashed potatoes. So I was really slaving Stregonona style, except Strega polka style. Like Strega babka. That's what it'd be.
Oh my gosh. When you come here, should we do another Stregonona week where we just make homemade pasta every single day?
Wait a minute. Well, are we doing a traditional Stregonona week, or are we going to do a more modern Stregonona week where both people participate?
Modern, because I have a pasta maker, a pasta roller.
Oh, but I meant more modern as in we're updating the format where I'm not the only one who's making the pasta.
I participated.
Everyone was like periphery help. I remember like people poured wine, people like took the pasta that I cut out of the way.
I helped cut too, and I laid it.
I really don't remember.
I laid it out on all the towels.
Okay, so you were a helper.
I was a helper, okay?
Yeah, but there was one day where I was truly alone.
True.
I don't think you were there, though, maybe.
No, I was there. We did it 3 days in a row. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Why the hell did we do it 3 days in a row? We must have been on holiday.
It was a holiday. I think it was a long weekend. Did we? No, it must have been a full holiday. I feel like there was
never long weekends.
There were never long weekends. It must have been a full holiday. We did it 3 days in a row, and I do not know why.
Youth. Energy.
We also, I don't know, do you remember, I think it was the first night, you were already there, and I got there later because I worked late that day. Yeah. And we hiked to Ile Claire in the rain. It was like wind, like rain coming down. Bobby randomly had like slick pants.
That I don't remember.
I remember it because I'm like, how do you have these like tactical pants? Like, you came prepared.
He's always wearing a tactical pants, though.
You know what? He does have a lot of tactical pants.
A lot of tactical pants.
I have no tactical pants.
Yes. There'll be tactical trousers for our British listeners.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no, not pants. If you're British, tactical trousers. Do tactical pants exist? For those who don't know, in
I don't
UK,
know.
pants is underwear.
Maybe like tactical long johns would be considered. I don't know.
I don't know, because would those even be able to have like pockets or anything? Because you put them under other things.
I mean, technically, there's a pocket for the bathroom for men. I almost said wiener, but I just said it now, so. So technically, it has a pocket. It's tactical.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you're so inclined to
standard
utilize it, I don't know.
Anyway,
I ran into somebody. Ooh, you want me to go? Okay,
yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, anyway, let's get off the tactical pants and move it along.
I ran into somebody last night. I have been on my shit of like, now that, like, remember how you said last week I was very busy, had lots of updates, kind of hogging on the episodes, kind of. It's because I've got a lot going on all of a sudden. 0 to 60 in 3.5, as Rihanna once said. And I think I literally quoted that maybe in the last episode. But I'm running around the city, so I run into somebody who I used to play beach volleyball with. Mm-hmm. I think she's Colombian, I think. And I was like, whoa, like, oh, wow, so crazy. I like didn't realize it was you until like halfway across, like you were crossing the crosswalk. I didn't realize till halfway. And she replied, and she said, oh, you are unmistakable. To which I was like, that's a read. But also, I'm going to take it as a compliment, but that's a total read.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, let's move on. I was like, it's so when I told someone later and they were like, it's because you're tall. And I was like, well, yes, but if you really, think about it, it's because I don't look like I'm from here. So
you're
it's very
tall,
evident.
Skinny, and pale. So
yeah,
you stick out. And
3 things a lot of these people here aren't. So yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, thanks, Lua. Okay, adios.
Bye.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. What have you been up to?
Well, so listen to this. Of course, this would happen when I am currently tracking all of my mileage for a fundraiser, I might add. My Fitbit
spoiler alert,
has
this
died.
is the same week, people.
My Fitbit has died.
And what, like in functionality or battery?
Yeah, so the other, not battery. So the other day, all good, normal. I look down and it's black, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't think the battery died or whatever. And I'm like clicking it.
Tippy tappy.
And it flashes on normal once and then it turns off again. And I'm like, what's going on? So I click it and nothing's happening. Click it a couple more times. And I'm like frantically clicking, right? And all it will show is like the Fitbit logo. It's like the little dots, like the little blue dots. Their logo, whatever. So I'm like, what's going on? Did the battery die? Like, it was charged, but whatever. Like, I put on the charger, nothing was happening. I tried like resetting, like, you hold the button for a long time, and usually that's like how you reset something. Tried that, wasn't working. Tried some tips and tricks I found on YouTube, like Nothing's working. So I'm like, it just set it to the side. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll deal with that later. And then all of a sudden the next morning it's working again.
Oh,
like
so
magically working. So, but the battery was almost dead at that point. So I'm like, okay, let me charge her up, slap her back on the wrist. We're good. Later that day, look down, off again. It will not come back to life. It will only show the stupid little Fitbit logo.
Wow. So who are you without your Fitbit? I don't know who you are without a Fitbit on your wrist.
I realized today that I also don't know who I am without it. And I said out loud,
personal journey.
Maybe this will be good for me to no longer be tethered to this watch. Because why does it matter? Like, before I had it,
truly,
I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. Like, if the number of steps aren't recorded on the watch, like, they still happened. They existed, right? I did them. Yeah. If the number of calories I burned, I don't know the exact number. Like, I still burned them. Does it matter?
No, it does not.
So maybe this heinous tan line will actually go away. Because I got a tan this week because it's been 70 degrees every day and roasting hot, and I've been sitting outside.
I don't know what that's like to easily tan within a week.
Literally within like an hour. I sit on my balcony and read for my lunch break, and I come back inside and I have gotten a tan.
Well, that's nice for you. I think this is good. I remember when my Fitbit broke and I stopped wearing it, and there was that like week where it was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what's going on in my life anymore. And it's been 7 years, so it's fine. I will say, like, it's nice, specifically for running. It is nice to have a watch like that because it's much easier to, like, keep charged, like, heart rate and, like, little things like that. Same thing with probably working out. I don't know. I guess also I could see, like, if I was doing, like, a workout, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't really care about like the timing and the calories.
All my workouts, and sometimes I use it to like manage my workouts because they have different like their interval setting is really good. You can customize it and customize like the number of intervals you want, how many seconds you want it to be, if you want there to be a rest in between. So it's like really useful.
Yeah, that is nice. Like it was like with running, it would be most useful for me because of the GPS factor. More accuracy with distance rather than like calories or anything. So yeah, I see. That sucks. But hey, maybe you'll get a new one. Maybe it'll be free. Who knows? Maybe you'll retether or you'll detether forever.
Yeah, to be determined because I got to call customer service and I don't even know if it's still under warranty at this point.
How long have you had it?
At least 2 years, maybe longer.
It's about that time. Yeah.
So I'm like, it shouldn't be broken. Excuse.
Wow. Speaking of things that are broken, I used a restroom in public yesterday.
Wow. Did you pay for it?
No, I was at a museum. So,
okay. Love.
And it was a free museum, so I did not pay for any of it.
Double love.
But I was there, and I was like, I really need to use the restroom. So, before heading up the exhibition I wanted to see, I was like, perfect, 4th floor, right the floor I need to be on. Here we go. And I get there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like, bathroom sign, I get it, I'm following. And then all of a sudden, it's like, one bathroom, like kind of like a. The only way I can think of it is like a rest stop bathroom that's like for the family, like the family bathroom.
Yeah, the family bathroom.
Right, so it's like literally like a door to a room, right?
Yeah,
it's that, and then it's like another like normal bathroom where you'd like walk in. There's like sinks and like bathroom stalls, right? And then another one of those like family style closets, but they're not family style. They're marked women, and one of them is marked men. And I was like. But then what is the bathroom? And so I like kind of peer in because I'm like, is this all women? Like, is this men? Like, what's going on? Every single stall was labeled like gendered, like male, women, male, women, male, woman. Or female, male, female, male. And I was like, wait, so this is a communal bathroom that is still gendered and it's just toilets. And I was like, what is people are, I would say like, you hear like women are gross in bathrooms, men are gross in bathrooms. People are gross in bathrooms, period.
Oh, yes. I will be the first to admit.
Don't care where you fall on the gender spectrum.
Heinous things in a female bathroom. Women
it's a heinous thing in a men's bathroom.
Humans are monsters in public bathrooms.
So I was like, what is the purpose of this? Because I really did not understand. Also, it was like,
make sense.
This place is not that packed. Like, I was the only one in there, but it's quite nice. But I was very confused how I walked into like a gendered gendered communal bathroom.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. What's the point? There's no point.
Not a lick of sense. Not a lick of sense.
So it reminds me of when we were in Paris and we were in
Oops.
What were we in? Oh, Galerie Lafayette, and they had just like a communal bathroom in the basement, but you were waiting outside.
In the basement?
We were there. You were waiting for me outside
on the Champs-Elysees.
So I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna go wait in line. And it was so funny because all the older men were so confused. It was obvious. There was a sign and stuff, but they obviously didn't look. So like every man, I would say that was like over maybe 50 would walk in and be so confused. They would be like, oh, what's going on? What's happening here? I thought this was the men's bathroom. Wait. Where's the men? They were so confused, and they would just walk out, even though they would see men like waiting in the line. They would just their brains couldn't comprehend it, and they would just leave
foreign
and walk out.
Or were they French?
I would say 50-50, like some French, some not.
Interesting. Because like I don't know, especially here in Europe, like it's not uncommon to be like, oh, it's the one bathroom in the bar, the one bathroom in the restaurant, right? Like
I definitely heard some of them speaking French. And they didn't have bad French, so I like assumed they were French, but they could have been foreign. But it was just
maybe they were Canadian.
Because I feel like you can usually tell the difference between the accents.
You can very much tell the difference. Yes.
Some of those Canadian
with most
pronunciations.
French, I feel like you can sort of parse out like where someone's from.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But that was the more touristy, I would say. That was like super touristy. That was the worst Galerie Lafayette ever. Don't get me started on that.
Well, I guess we'll never get to the bottom of it. But you know what we are going to get to the bottom of?
What?
My Thanksgiving menu right after this break. Hello. Edward here. Just wanted to say thank you so much for listening. It means a lot to both myself and Alyson. And it would mean even more if you sent us a message at 202-630-4509 or a message from pod@gmail.com. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and throw us a rate and review. 5 stars always feels good. And check us out on amfpod.com for all the little extra content that we have. Now let's get back into it.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the break. Let's get into it. Thanksgiving menu.
Yes, here is a message from Jenn and Aubree together.
Hey, Edward. I am so hungry. What's happening for Thanksgiving? What are we going to eat?
Because at her fake-ass Thanksgiving, we didn't really eat traditional Thanksgiving food. So, yeah, I'm interested to know what we're going to eat at this real Thanksgiving.
We're not eating real Thanksgiving food either there, bitch.
Bye.
Bye.
Yikes!
I guess I have to give some backstory to that message.
Yikes!
Jenn and Aubree. Jenn is from Canada. So whenever that is.
Canadian Thanksgiving already happened, I think. It was in October, yeah? Yeah.
I would say it was either September or October because it already happened.
October.
I should know because we celebrated it with her at her apartment and she, made food for us. But it wasn't like any sort of quote unquote traditional Thanksgiving food. It was just like food. Very my vibe, right? So, they love to antagonize each other. So Aubree the entire time just kept being like, well, this isn't real Thanksgiving, blah, 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 blah. And it was just like a whole thing. So, but yeah, no, we're not eating real Thanksgiving, quote unquote, real Thanksgiving food at my house either this year. So,
which I would love, as we all know, I famously hate Thanksgiving food.
Yes, if you did listen to that episode number that we don't know that did happen in the past, you did declare yourself anti-Thanksgiving food.
Yeah. I like the stuffing.
I feel like, not everybody loves everything, right?
Right.
But that's like one thing that I've never heard anybody be like, oh, I hate stuffing. It's always, oh, I love the stuffing. Because it is.
That's a good point.
And for some reason, we only eat it like once a year.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Why?
Yeah.
So my sister bought from Trader Joe's. They have this cornbread stuffing mix. And this was like when we all did Thanksgiving on our own, the first COVID Thanksgiving. And I was supposed to go fly out to California and spend it with my sister. But, things happened.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I found this homemade recipe for like homemade cranberry stuffing or whatever. And then I was like, oh, I'm making jalapeno cornbread. And then she found this cornbread stuffing mix at Trader Joe's and she kind of like combined them. And so she did like a cranberry jalapeno cornbread stuffing and she raved about it, right? And then she made it again last year. So I picked up a box at Trader Joe's because they already had it released like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, not really a surprise, I feel like.
True. So now I was thinking like, I should go get another one and I should just eat this like on my own beforehand, before Thanksgiving. Like, what is keeping us from eating stuffing at other times of the year? Like, why are we limiting our stuffing consumption?
It's a very good question. I had, this was maybe earlier this year, I was randomly making French toast for dinner, but I like flipped it to be savory because I was like, I don't want to eat sugar this late. So I just like made it savory style. Like, and then I was like, wait, this is just stuffing, but fried with like egg battered on it. And I was like, oh, this is good. Why don't I do this more often? But like with the stuffing, why don't I just eat more stuffing? It was like reminded me like, oh, and it was just like bread with like the seasoning that you would like, normally use. So it was essentially stuffing, just fried instead of baked,
Not
I guess.
chopped up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good though.
That's interesting.
But anyway, no stuffing this year probably.
So what is the menu?
So once again, we find ourselves at a crossroad. And it's a crossroad on two unmarked roads. So I don't know. I have come to the conclusion that it's going to be like a coursed meal. What is the word for that?
Plated?
A meal with courses. Is it just called a meal?
I think that's just called a meal because the other one is family style.
Oh, really? Like when you just like eat a bunch of
when
shit at the same
everything
time?
is just set out and you just like pass it around and that's family style.
Makes complete sense. I had no idea. So I guess I'm having a meal, not family style. That's my idea, right? Giving it a little bit of a, I don't want to say bougie flair, classy flair, right?
Okay. What are you serving?
I have a deep desire to make traditional pesto pasta.
Do it. Pesto is always good.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to make the pesto myself. Let's be realistic. I'm going to buy pesto.
Oh, you
But
aren't?
I mean, like, no, I'm too fucking lazy.
It's so easy though.
It is easy, but there's like a great package at Mercadona. Not the one in the can, the one that's like fresh. It's very good. She does the trick. But I want to do it with like the traditional type of pasta, which I'm pretty sure kind of is like they look like little
It's
they're
the
not
kind
twisted.
where you have like a dowel and you roll it on there and it comes out like, is that the kind you're talking about?
I thought does it have like a twist or a twirl to it, or is it just like flat? Not flat, but smooth.
So I think there's two kinds, right? There's the flat kind that's more it's more doughy, chewy, like big flat ones.
That's what I'm thinking of. No, not flat. They're like round.
There's the twisty one where it's like if you were to watch someone make it, they would have like a stick or something and they just roll it on the cut of the pasta. And so it gets like it's not a tight twirl like, what am I thinking of?
Fusilli.
Yes. It's not a tight roll like that. It's like when you have the curling iron on and you wrap your hair around just like once and you pull it out and it's like one big long.
Are you talking about like how they make like what is it? Orchetti or orecchetti?
Orchiette. How they that just use it with their thumb.
On the board though. You're thinking of that? Is it the same vibe? Or
It's
is it
not
more
a
of
board.
spin?
It's not a board.
Oh, okay. All right. I think I'm going with the smooth one. That's the one I've had. And I didn't know it was like traditional style, because it had like peas and I think another vegetable in it. I really need to look it up.
Yeah, traditional has peas, which I Generally, I like to be traditional, but I'm like...
Oh, you don't like peas? Oh, it's really
I
good.
like peas, but okay. This is... did I find it? Trofie. That's what it's called.
Oh, I've never heard of her. Do you have a picture?
Yes, I have a picture.
Sorry if you're listening. This is for Edward's eyes only.
You can't tell in this picture, but it has like a very loose twirl.
Well, it looks like they're just twirled from like being rolled in fingers, and they're so thin. You know?
Yeah, so the way that I've seen it made...
Which I guess comes from the board.
The way that I've seen it made... It's not a board. They don't do it on a board. Let me find you a video.
So I got to put a video in this? Or you're just going to show it?
I'm just going to show it to you. Look, people can look it up. But it's I guess you could either use your hand. Like, you could use the heel of your hand.
Yeah,
and it would get the curl. Or you could use, like, a little wooden stick.
Oh, right. You said a stick. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, this music. I love. Pasta with Granny. This is adorable. Pasta. Oh, it's Pasta Grannies.
Oh, I follow that Instagram account.
I was going to say, this is about to be my new... Okay.
Wait, you don't know about Pasta Grannies?
I don't know about Pasta Grannies.
Oh,
I follow a couple of
grannies.
individual Pasta Grannies, but not under this name.
One of my favorite TikTok niches is like Southern
Okay,
Italian
so this granny
cooking.
is making them by hand with a hand roll. But I have seen it done before with like a stick. But she's just doing it with like a push forward with a hand and then a pull back. But yeah.
Yeah, she's sort of like pushing back and flicking away.
Yeah.
Which gives it some sort of twist.
Anyway,
the point is, I want to do something like that.
There's always a flick. When they're like professional pasta makers, there's always like they do it so quick and they're just like,
yeah, it's like a flick to get like into the pile. Yeah.
Yeah.
I when I went and visited my friend Maria Teresa, who's called into the podcast, in Bari, there's like the women who, you know, famously sort of sit outside in that street or that city.
Everyone has seen pictures of them sitting outside in the alleyways.
It's like pretty iconically like there. Like if you've seen a picture of it, it is actually like Bari, not just like the South in general. I mean, I'm sure it happens everywhere, but I've seen like articles.
Yes. Yeah. And it's
like
the same
almost illegal.
They're
not
old
supposed to do
ladies
it.
out there doing it.
Yeah. And they do the same flick thing. And I was like, wow, impressive. That's like, you know, like knife technique that I'll like never truly have unless I like go to school. But anyway, to make that all we're going to sum that up. I want to do something like that. I want to do that as like a first. And so I feel like I need to build from there. But that means I'm sort of stuck to like an Italian vibe. But then what do I do for a second plate? If like, because pasta is traditionally first plate, right?
Are you going to do something before the pasta though? Like an appetizer?
I would thinking of something small while people arrive, you know, socialize, mingle, talk, you know, eulogize me essentially because I'm moving away, right? The death of a former me, I'm shedding a skin. But then I was thinking, you know, still doing the first plate with the pasta and then still doing a second plate. We're doing it.
Yeah.
What's my second plate? Help me. The look on your face says, not helping today because I don't know.
Well, you need a vegetable.
Peas.
And you need a meat. What's your vegetable?
I have vegetarians coming in.
What's your vegetable?
Well, I was like peas in the pasta, but I mean, I need another vegetable.
No, you need a separate vegetable. You could if you don't want to have any meat because of the vegetarian.
No, I do want to do meat. I'm just going to make something different for her. But I'm thinking it's got to be something like a cutlet, like a chicken.
Yeah.
Or something, and then I can make like a lentil cake or like.
My mind went straight to chicken, to be honest.
It's probably the meat that you tolerate the most.
Yeah.
To be fair.
You could do like a Parmesan crusted chicken.
I could do that. Because I was like, oh, well, if I do something in a sauce, I'm like, but I'm having pasta that's got a sauce, and like if that pesto sauce
well, you could do like
You
could do like a mushroom sauce, like a very light mushroom sauce to go over the chicken.
That could work, but I'm still in my head. I can't get over the fact that would maybe be like too much of an antithesis. That's not really a word, but you get the vibe. To the pesto vibe, right? Obviously, they're separate things, but I don't know.
Well, here's the
I feel like I
thing.
can't
If you're
have two
trying to get
saucy
everything
things.
to match up with a pesto, then you probably shouldn't do meat at all. You just do fish.
Oof, I'm not doing fish though. That's too much work.
Okay, well,
I know
I'm just
what you
saying,
mean.
regional wise, no one in Liguria is throwing back the beef, so
You'd be surprised.
fish, seafood it is,
but yeah.
but
Yeah. Oof, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it, but because I was like, oh, I could do like a
it
chicken.
sounds like you are not open to my ideas.
Well, I don't want to make fish. Period. I just don't want to deal with that because also it makes the house smell like shit. And it's a little more complex and a little bit more expensive. No.
It's pretty easy to cook. You just throw it in the oven with some nice topping on it. Whether you want to do like a lemon or like a mustard glaze or, super easy.
True.
But anyway.
Maybe I have to get rid of the pesto pasta.
But that was the one thing you were excited about.
Well, that's what I was going to build from because I was like, oh, I think I want to do this, but maybe I need to give up. Maybe I need to let go and let God, or let God and let go. I forget how that phrase goes.
I mean, you could just do like a standard pasta with like, pick a good cheese.
True.
I mean,
Sorry, I was like thinking of cheeses for a moment.
Super simple. You could do like cacio pepe, or you could just do something super simple with like a nice cheese.
Okay, now hear me out. What if I scratch this whole thing?
Oh my God.
And I just do a nice charcuterie board? Because you got me thinking about cheeses. And then just like something else to eat. Like an actual like meal thing. How do it feel? You're looking
standard.
Tepid to cold.
Not standard. Nothing
Standard,
exciting
right.
about it, but very workable.
Yes, that's the problem. Nothing exciting.
That's literally like charcuterie boards are the like.
Well, they're passe.
Yeah.
Because butter boards are in. But I'm not doing a butter
Don't even
board.
get me started on a butter board, okay? I want to take whoever started this butterboard trend, I want to take their butterboard and smash it on their face so that they've just got that stupid butter smeared all over them.
Why do you hate the butterboard so much?
Who takes the time to smear butter all over a board when you could just smear it on whichever vessel you're going to put it in your face with?
Well, butter is famously kind of hard.
It's 2022. Everyone has spreadable butter in their home, okay?
But spreadable butter weirds me out. Does spreadable butter not weird you out? It kind of weirds me out. Like pre-easy spreadable butter?
I think you are in the minority. I think 90% of the world gets down with spreadable butter.
I don't know. It kind of freaks me out a bit.
You wouldn't
I like
bake
it in a
with
stick
it,
still.
But
if you wouldn't bake
you would
with
eat with it.
Why would you eat it? I don't know. It's a genuinely posed question.
But you live in Europe. Breakfast is literally a pastry or a piece of bread with butter smeared on it. It's spreadable butter.
It's not No. It's not like
every French home
butter
that I've been in has spreadable butter.
I think we're confusing spreadable butter with pre-packaged spreadable butter. That's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
What do you mean two different kinds of spreadable butter? Spreadable butter is spreadable butter.
Like you're buying a stick and you're either putting it in the fridge or you're just leaving it on the counter.
That's a stick of butter. Spreadable butter is soft whether it's in the fridge or not.
Yeah, I don't really see that too often here. I mean, it's like a round, but like
every
people
French
just have like the stick.
I've ever been in has it. They don't use sticks.
I don't know. I see a lot of sticks going on here.
Okay, so Spaniards
also, to be
use
fair,
sticks. I'm
in olive oil.
Whatever freaking type of butter you use, why would you waste your time smearing it on a board?
Weren't they like adding things to it? I haven't really seen that.
I'm furious about this spreadable butter, clearly.
Yeah, it's intense. It's intense it's a lot.
What is even if you sprinkle something else on top of it, what is the point? What is the point?
I assumed it was you mix things into it and then spread it on a thing.
Yeah, right? But again, what is the point? People are literally taking like a spoon or a spreader and putting it in cute little dabs of butter. I've already lost my mind. I've already lost the plot. It's long gone. It's dead and buried.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this. I'm very indifferent to it.
What is the point of spreadable butter on a board, a butter board?
aesthetic, I'm assuming. I don't know.
The ugliest aesthetic in the whole entire world.
All right. Anyway, I still don't know what I'm going to do. I still don't know what I'm going to do. But I guess chicken's on the menu-ish now. Potential. I guess I can think about chicken. We've determined I'm not going to do fish because I just don't want to do that. No beef. But yeah, I can.
So then
now
your
I thought
only
about the charcuterie
options,
board. I'm like,
your only options are chicken or pork.
Oh, I can't. I don't want to do pork.
Do jamon.
Yeah, I actually like really don't like jamon. I really don't enjoy it. I would rather eat prosciutto, if I had to.
Yeah.
If I had to, obviously.
Are melons
nice,
still? I know melon season has passed, but are melons still readily available for you?
I'd probably have to like order it at the fruiteria.
Oh, because I was gonna say you could do the prosciutto wrapped cantaloupe.
Yeah.
It's a very
which would be very
thing.
Italian.
Very Italian, but
yeah, it could be a good appetizer. Because that's the thing. I was like appetizer. I was like, oh, I could do like bruschetta, but I was like, it's just like more bread. You know,
yeah, but I mean that's fine.
Like
You'd have
pasta.
bread anyway. Bread and pasta. You'd have bread
True. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna come down to this. Is I'm just gonna end up making like one thing and being like, here it is, enjoy, and all this work for nothing. So
well,
thanks, Jen. Thanks, Aubree, for sending in the message. I guess you'll find out when you're here at my house what you will be eating.
yeah, I can't wait to see what the actual menu is. Sorry for derailing the whole episode with my butterboard rant.
Yeah, we'll make a mental note to never bring that up again.
I feel better now that I got it out.
That's good. So anyone can call in at 202-630-4509 with a message for us, or if you don't live in the US and would rather write in, you can do that at a messagefrompod@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can find us at amfpod.com for extra content, and leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. 5 stars would be beautiful and lovely. And we will catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.